Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Beth Rosenberg, reporting from CNN Studios in Los Angeles, California. About 1 million Americans and between 7 to 10 million people worldwide live with Parkinson's disease, also known as PD. About 60,000 Americans are diagnosed with it each year, and that number doesn't even encompass the number of cases that go undiagnosed each year. I sat down with Dr. Melissa Miranda, a world-renowned expert in Parkinson's disease and other movement disorders, to give us a bit more insight on this curious condition.
Parkinson's disease is a progressive disease of the nervous system. This means that the symptoms continue to worsen over time. Now, the main symptoms of PD are tremors, such as shaking of the arms, hands, legs, and jaw, rigidity, the stiffness of the limbs and the trunk, bradykinesia, slowness of movement, and postural instability, impairness of balance and coordination. Those who suffer from PD have great difficulty with the simplest tasks, such as walking, talking, and eating.
Now, Dr. Melissa, what actually causes PD?
Now, the true reasons behind Parkinson's disease are unclear. However, we do know that it is associated with the degeneration of the basal ganglia and the deficiency of the neurotransmitter dopamine. Now, as PD progresses, the amount of dopamine produced in the brain decreases. This leaves a person unable to control their muscle movements normally.
Interesting. So how does one actually test for PD?
That's one of our biggest problems. Right now, there is no blood or laboratory test that could diagnose PD early on. This is because PD does not produce any biological markers that one could look for in a test. The only reason blood and laboratory tests might be done on a patient is to exclude all other diseases that could imitate PD. Therefore, diagnosis can only be done based on medical history and a neurological examination. The most common treatment of PD is a combination of medicines, specifically levodopa and carbidopa. Nerve cells use levodopa to make dopamine to replenish the brain's short supply. Carbidopa slows the reaction of the levodopa conversion. However, when the disease doesn't respond to medications, a surgery known as deep brain stimulation can be beneficial. With deep brain stimulation, electrodes connected to an electric stimulator known as a pulse generator are programmed externally and then are placed inside the brain. However, this is a very risky surgery and things must be programmed carefully and correctly for things to work out properly.
Wow, a big thank you to Dr. Melissa Miranda for sitting down with me and informing us about Parkinson's disease. Now, there's one celebrity in particular who's made it their duty to educate the world about PD. This is Michael J. Fox. Among a variety of things he's done to raise awareness for this disease, one thing in particular is making campaign commercials for political candidates who support stem cell research, one of the many possible theories that could lead to a cure of Parkinson's disease.
As you might know, I care deeply about stem cell research. In Missouri, you can elect Claire McCaskill, who shares my hope for cures. Unfortunately, Senator Jim Talent opposes expanding stem cell research. Senator Talent even wanted to criminalize the science that gives us a chance for hope. They say all politics is local, but it's not always the case. What you do in Missouri matters to millions of Americans. Americans like me.
That was powerful. But now let's switch over to a less controversial therapy, one that literally has patients fighting their disease. CNN's Kate Johnson has more on the story.
Thanks, Beth. I'm standing right outside Rock City Boxing, a boxing studio entirely dedicated to PD patients fighting for their life. Lisa Smith opened this studio 6 years ago and has dedicated her life to helping people with Parkinson's disease. What is your main goal in starting the Rock City Boxing program?
My main goal in starting this program was and always has been to help those suffering from Parkinson's disease.
You mentioned earlier that you've always wanted to help people with Parkinson's disease. When did you realize this is what you wanted to do with your life?
I've known ever since my junior year in college. You see, the mother of my childhood best friend has Parkinson's disease, and while we were growing up, she had a boxing trainer. Since then, she'd stopped boxing a long time ago, but once she was diagnosed, she started to box again. She's like a second mother to me, and once I learned that boxing actually helped improve her condition, I needed to see if that was actually possible. And since I was studying sports medicine at the time, I had a large variety of resources available to me. So after researching that topic thoroughly, I concluded that doing something like boxing could actually help reduce the symptoms of PD.
What is it about boxing that helps reduce the symptoms?
Well, it's actually the forced intense exercise that starts to remake dopamine in the brain, and that prior lack of dopamine is what causes the symptoms of PD. Ever since that day, I knew I wanted to open my own boxing gym and help people with Parkinson's disease. I know what I do isn't going to actually cure anyone, but as long as what I do actually helps alleviate the symptoms that my students have to go through day in and day out, that's why I get up in the morning. That's why I do this.
Wow, such a strong woman. She really cares about helping people with the debilitating disease that is Parkinson's disease. Thank you for watching. I'm Kate Johnson, reporting from Orange County. I'm throwing it back to you, Beth.
Such an inspirational story. If you want to learn more about Lisa Smith and the Rock City Boxing Program, you can check out their website, www.rockcityboxing.org. And if you want to learn more about Parkinson's disease, you can check out our website, www.cnn.org. Thanks again for watching. I'm Beth Rosenberg, and this has been a Chevalier News Network special report.